How are we doing, Ryan? Welcome back.
We're finally here. It's glad to be back. The weather's amazing, and yeah, it's good to be back speaking to you, Robert.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Robert. Very nice of you to say so. Yeah, the sun is definitely bringing some good vibes to the paddock. We've obviously just had qualifying, and you looked absolutely tremendous out there. Very solid.
Amazing result, but I think the truck's freshly built, so it's out the box, as they say. So there was a few teething problems, but obviously we're delighted with the new format to get the two fastest laps in qualifying for race 1 and race 2's grid. So delighted, but we're under no illusion. It's a long season, and we've got a lot of work ahead of us.
I mean, so yeah, everybody here saying that they've got a fresh out-the-box truck this year. Loads of people doing the rebuilds. None quite as different as yours is, though. Obviously, I know them from the FIA as the Bagheeras, but the Freightliner Bullnose, very, very nice-looking truck. What made you want to go for it?
It's just always what I've wanted to do. Since we had the MAN, which was Yasmin, that was my favourite truck, we've always wanted to go Bullnose. We spoke to Fabian Calver, and he got in touch with Martin Collock, and the Bagheera team very kindly donated us a full body kit, so thank you to them. It's a M2 Freightliner cab, and it's a Daimler chassis, which is a Mercedes chassis. So yeah, with our own engine that's powering it. So we're still powered by our own engine. Yeah, it's a new beginning. It's the look of the truck that I wanted. I love it, and when I look at it on photos when it's going around the track, I love it as well. So no, it's exactly what we wanted, and it's exactly what we want moving forward to develop.
So it does look really mean, and yeah, good to hear again that you are still in the engine development game, so to speak. Many changes to the lump itself that you had a little bit of trouble at Donington last year with?
Not really. I think because it's a zone engine and we're trying to develop, we're always going to have teething problems. We are not a factory engine. We are a standalone team with a small budget that's trying to develop an engine, so we're probably a little bit down on the power from the factory, but we've got an half decent driver, so he tries.
I was say, not that you'd tell it from the lap time you put earlier on. Was it a 58?
58. The track wasn't there. The truck wasn't the best, but everybody's up the game.
Yeah.
There's some serious drivers in this championship, and I've got to do a little shout out while I'm on. I want to give massive credit to John Powell, who took pole position. Silent, he's been silent, and then pops along and boom, sticks it on pole. So congratulations to John Powell. Well done to John Newell, and it'll be an exciting weekend.
Well, thanks very much for talking to us, Ryan. Good luck at your first race just before lunch.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers, man. Right, let's go and have a walk around the paddock now and see who else we can find this morning. Very sunny morning here at Brands Hatch. Are we in? We're in. We're live. We're doing it. Let's have it. So, hi. How are we doing? Simon Reed, long time no see. The friendly giant of British truck racing. Bit of a break. Delivering trains, I hear.
Yes, no, we have been busy. To say the least. Last year, especially, and glad to get back out again. To be honest, all work and no play.
New truck or improved truck?
No, it is a new old truck. To us,
classic.
Yeah, truck racing on a budget. That my brother and the team have obviously put our Reed Freight touch on. This morning was the first run out in it. We did about 2 laps yesterday and it went a bit wrong. Well chuffed with it, to be honest. I've been used to my old truck that was like an ex-Dave Jenkins truck that we'd modified and shoe wedged through seasons to make it perform, and eventually we've dropped on, put a new cab on this chassis and started with this old girl now.
That's very impressive times this morning in qualifying, so obviously you're very happy with that. Craig moving up to join you in Division 1 this year. Is there many similarities between the trucks, or obviously is it just looks, or is it engine, chassis, the lot?
Craig's is obviously an homemade. Craig's is an home-built truck from scratch. So,
right.
What he's doing with that to go from Division 2 up to Division 1, hat off to him, to be honest. There isn't many people that adapt the same truck to jump straight in. So, he's cracking on, just getting the feel of things, as you do. And, I'm sure there'll be a bit of brotherlyhood rivalry going on.
Well, at least you've got the same colour schemes. We won't be able to see if you've transferred any paint during the weekend. Simon, great to have you back. Great to be joined with your brother in Division 1. Very good qualifying session. We'll see you in the first race.
We'll do indeed.
Thanks, Simon. Right then, let's go and have a word now with Steve Powell, if he's not busy doing something else, which he always seems to be.
The Powells must have been. We'll hopefully hear from them later on. Thanks, Pointy, and thanks, Ewan. Good afternoon, ladies and gents, from a sunny Brands Hatch circuit in Kent. It is Easter weekend, and that means only one thing here at Brands Hatch. The big rigs are back. Yes, the British Truck Racing Championship ready to open its season here on the Brands Hatch Indy circuit, and they're already ready and rolling on the grid, so we will take you through the grid for race 1. Dave Goddard here taking you through the action as always, so let's have a look at the grid then. In pole position it is the reigning British champion Ryan Smith in truck number 1 with his new truck we've just heard about, the bonneted Freightliner design on the Daimler chassis. Starts alongside number 18 of John Newell with his MAN. Second row 89 we've just heard from Simon Reed, good to have him back, alongside 69 of David Jenkins, the former champion. Row 3, 81, Mark Taylor, alongside the 10 times British and 1-time European champion Stuart Oliver with his bonneted Volvo. Row 4, number 3, Stephen Powell, the former Division 2 champion, moving up with the new truck to Division 1 this season. Starts alongside number 68, Craig Reed, last year's Division 2 champion, likewise now in Division 1. On row 5, 46 of Bradley Smith, his first full season at Division 1 level, starts alongside 86, Tom O'Rourke in the MV Commercials MAN. On row 6, welcome back Ricky Collett. Didn't see him out last year, first meeting since he rolled his race truck at Thruxton in 2020, alongside Simon Falk, the number 92. And behind them we should hopefully see number 12, Michael Oliver, son of Stuart. We didn't see him out in qualifying, so we'll wait and see if he's out there. Then there's a gap, and we've got the Division 2 trucks, a slightly smaller field in Division 2 this season. John Powell, number 6, is in pole position for them, alongside number 32, Jock Borthwick. Behind them, welcome back Luke Garrett. He was contesting the European Championship last year, former 2-time Division 2 champion, starts alongside number 5 of Adam Bintz. Then we've got number 10, Craig Evans, 16, Brad Smith. Yes, there are 2 Brad Smiths in the series, Brad and Bradley. And completing the lineup, number 14, John Bowler, should be at the back. So Ryan Smith then leads them up to the start-finish line. Alongside him, number 18, John Newell in the MAN. Can Ryan Smith make it 7 titles in a row? We are about to find out as the series gets underway for 2022, and Ryan Smith in that beautiful bonneted Daimler truck as it's listed on the entry list with the Freightliner bodywork on top. And here's a spin of that Stephen Powell, the number 3, the former Division 2 champion, goes completely around. Thankfully everybody seems to have missed him. We see that Michael Oliver is out there in the number 12. He has made it out after missing qualifying. So we're underway with the first lap of the truck racing season. It is first day back at school for the big rigs. And it's Ryan Smith already with a 2 or 3 truck length lead over number 18 of John Newell. Stuart Oliver with a good start up in the third ahead of David Jenkins. Then Mark Taylor and Simon Reed next through as they head along the Cooper Straight on the back of this fairly short Indy circuit. There's Bradley Smith, number 46. His first full season in Division 2, made his debut at the end of last year. Behind him, Ricky Collett in the yellow MAN, the heavy haulage boss from Yorkshire. Great to have him back and racing. Here's a replay of Stephen Powell spinning around on the first corner at Paddock Hill Bend. Michael Oliver going wide onto the gravel to avoid him. We'll pick up Division 2 shortly. It's a slightly smaller Division 2 field this year because a couple of drivers, as we've already mentioned, have moved up into Division 1 this year. But it's Ryan Smith clear in the lead in this 15-minute race ahead of John Newell. Stuart Oliver challenging Newell in the number 7 in third. 69, David Jenkins in fourth. Then it's Mark Taylor, Simon Reed and Tom O'Rourke. There's Stephen Powell. Here come Division 2. Leading the way there is Jock Borthwick, the Scotsman. His second season in British truck racing ahead of John Powell, who put in a good lap to take pole position earlier on today as they start to sort themselves out towards the end of the second lap of the season. Ryan Smith looking for title number 7. He's clearing off in front already. The battle starting to be joined now for second place. It is Craig Reed that is up there in the number 68 in 6th position. Just looking down the order, I'm not sure if Simon Reed took the start. I don't think the 89 truck is out there. It's a clear lead of over 3 seconds already for Ryan Smith ahead of John Newell, then Oliver and Jenkins. They're together for second place. Behind them, it is Mark Taylor in the 81, the Taylor's haulage truck, under pressure from Craig Reed. Then we've got Tom O'Rourke, and yes, according to my timing screen, there's only 19 trucks out there. We don't seem to have, unfortunately, Simon Reed, so he was a non-starter in this race. Division 2, here are their leaders. Number 32, Jock Borthwick. His MAN leads the DAF of number 6, John Powell. The Powell family based literally just down the road from Brands Hatch here in Kent. Also in one of the local pubs, so we know where they're going to be going if they have cause for celebration today. There is Ricky Collett, number 95. We last saw him out at Thruxton in 2020 where he spun into a tyre wall and flipped his truck over. Hard to believe with these great big machines you can get them upside down, but it does happen. We hope that doesn't happen here today as David Jenkins moves up to challenge the number 7 of Stuart Oliver. Had 1 or 2 shout-outs come in already. I was hoping to get to those as the race goes on, side by side for third. Hi to the Hatch family. Jess Hatch says good luck Luke Garrett, so we're cheering him on. Brian Davis says good luck to Ryan Smith and Steve Powell, and Steve Ridges says good luck to Steve Powell as well. Ryan Smith in the clear in the Daimler-Benz chassis with the Bagheera Freightliner body shell on top, brought in from the European Championship. We've seen Ollie James race a truck that shape a couple of times in the last few years. Here's Bagheera Freightliner, the Czech-built machine, supplied, as we heard from Ryan Smith, by Martin Kolok, the European Truck Racing Championship driver. As David Jenkins has a look, gets his wheels up on the grass there, trying to give it too hard. David Jenkins to take third place from Stuart Oliver. Ryan Smith leads by 4.5 seconds now, so clearly picking up exactly where he left off. He didn't have the best reliability with his Mercedes Actros last year, but still managed to pull away and take the title. Here's a battle in Division 2. That's the number 16, a new livery this year, the Midland Truck Breakers and Unity Recovery machine of Brad and Bradley Smith. We use slightly different names to differentiate them. Having a go on the outside there of the number 5 of Adam Bint with his classic Volvo white Aerodyne. Now switching up to the inside, he's on the grass on the run up Halewood Hill towards Druids Hill Bend, and he's not going to get the inside line where that could have been a bit dicey. Adam Bint in his Volvo running on HVO fuel, the more reliable, more environmentally friendly, more fuel efficient truck perhaps, that one. Just trying out something different over the last couple of seasons. The older Volvo white Aerodyne. He's a former Division 2 champion, Adam Bint. Very entertaining racer. Brad Smith all over the back of him. Then we've got Craig Evans in the number 10, and in behind them is John Bowler. We noticed there with his new Union flag paint job on the number 14. Good to have John back out. We've not seen him for a couple of years. Running at the back is Luke Garrett, number 42, and Adam Brint's got a problem. He's heading into the pits in the Volvo. That's a great shame. Good battle there with Brad Smith, but it's come to an end. Adam Bint, he had a few problems with this Volvo at the end of last season as well, and he's out of this one by the look of it. But leading the way, it is Ryan Smith from the 18 of John Newell. Stuart Oliver under pressure from David Jenkins, still for third place. Then Mark Taylor is 5th, Craig Reed in 6th, and behind them is Tom O'Rourke, another man who had a huge accident a couple of years ago at Thruxton and was out of racing for a while. But he's back and learning all the time. The boss of MV Commercials, one of the championship sponsors. Another title sponsor is GT Tyres. You can see on the number 7 of Stuart Oliver there. We saw one of their men, Martin Gibson, racing last season. He's taking a year out this year, incidentally, Martin Gibson, racing cars instead. There goes Ryan Smith, leading by nearly 5 seconds. He's cleared off up the road, and here comes Stuart Oliver having a look for second place now. They've caught John Newell, the Yorkshireman, in his newly rebuilt MAN. 3 trucks line astern round the right-hand hairpin at Druids, down the hill towards the left at Graham Hill Bend, or Bottom Bend as the drivers sometimes call it, at the bottom of the hill. They're easy to run wide onto the grass there. Just over 8 minutes of this race to go, so we're not yet at halfway. Big crowd here at Brands Hatch enjoying the action. And the harder these 3 battle, the more Mark Taylor's being able to close in the 81 truck. Fastest lap of the race is with the leader Ryan Smith, 58.956 seconds on this short layout. It's the one retirement so far, unfortunately, Adam Bint, as David Jenkins has a look again. Very aggressive racer is David. There go the leaders in Division 2. Still Jock Borthwick from John Powell in the DAF, the Dutch-built truck in second place. It's 32 Jock Borthwick, the Scotsman, in his MAN, who leads Division 2, the less powerful, less modified machines. And Stuart Oliver aggressively defending from David Jenkins now. There's a bit of needle creeping into this battle. It's still a good drive by John Newell up there in second place. Down the hill into Graham Hill Bend once again. Smith able to clear away as a result of this scrap. He's over 6 seconds up now. There's Craig Reed in the background with the Iveco Stralis. It's the Daimler Freightliner, we may well call it. Ryan Smith's truck that leads the way. Then it's 2 MANs sandwiching the Volvo VNL of Stuart Oliver. Similar shape to the Volvo that the great Richard Walker used to race back in the 90s. And behind them the Iveco of another MAN next to Mark Taylor, I should say, then the Iveco of Craig Reed, and then Bradley Smith with his MAN. So the German MANs, the numerically dominant mark in British truck racing, but we do see some variety further back. Oh, Stuart Oliver's gone wide. He's made a mistake coming out of Paddock Bend there, almost onto the gravel. He's sliding all over the place. He's going to hit the back of John Newell. There is contact there. Is he having brake problems, I wonder, Stuart Oliver, because he used John Newell as a brake almost there into Druids. I thought this number 7 was going to spin out, and that would have almost blocked the track if he'd spun there. Stuart Oliver really on the attack. 10 British titles to Stuart's name, and a European championship as well. The all-time great of British truck racing, certainly, but threatening to close up on his statistics is Ryan Smith, looking for title number 7 this year, and he's pulling away as everybody else scraps for second behind him. David Jenkins sideways again in the number 69 MAN. These 5-ton beasts, engines bigger than 16 litres, some of them. A couple of trucks a lap down. John Bowler with the Union flag truck there, and the number 42, the new orange machine of Luke Garrett as well. His father Ross was a former British champion too. Look at this, nearly 3 wide through Druid. You can barely do that in cars, never mind trucks. And that's dropped David Jenkins back a little in the number 69. Most of these turbo diesel engines, 12, 13 litres in size. There's John Bowler, a very impressive new paint job. Good to see him back out. He had a few problems in qualifying, but the man from Stockport running towards the tail of the field, he's made it out there though. There's Bradley Smith, Ricky Collett, there's Tom O'Rourke in number 86, behind him Michael Oliver, and then Stephen Powell, who's recovered from his spin on the first corner, the white and yellow number 3, 2020 Division 2 champion. This is his debut in Division 1 in that stunning looking MAN. It's a shame he had that quick spin on the first corner. Thankfully nobody hit him, and nobody got stuck in the gravel. Michael Oliver, number 12, the son of Stuart, who's currently harrying. Oh, and what's happened to David Jenkins? He's dropped back behind Mark Taylor, so Jenkins must have made a mistake somewhere. I'm making a mistake there, goodness me. John Newell, I thought his front wheels, he's broken something on the left front. That front wheel nearly came off there. There must be something broken there. That wheel nearly tucked underneath the truck there as he brought it round Druids. There's something broken in the suspension and steering there. I reckon we're going to see John Newell call into the pits. He's lost second place there to Stuart Oliver. Just over 4 minutes of the race to go. Well, Ryan Smith, barring any major maladies with his new truck, has got this race in the bag. Mark Taylor's the big gainer out of this. He got ahead of David Jenkins. I didn't see what happened there to the 69 truck. John Newell's still going. It's as though maybe on the top arms on the suspension might be broken, the way that wheel tucked under as he slid sideways into Druids. See what happens as he goes around. It seems okay through Paddock. Now the truck's sliding again there. Let's see what happens as he brakes for Druids. They're coming up on Luke Garrett as well. He needs to be careful here. He doesn't get in the leader's way. Oliver now second. No, it seems okay this time. John Newell's just going to nurse it to the finish. David Jenkins fighting back as well in the Digraph Transport and Morris Lubricants MAN. They're queuing up to lap Luke Garrett now. There's not many places in these big beasts that you can move aside, let the quicker runners through. See, Luke Garrett, the returnee to Division 2, is trying to let them through, but there isn't really room. There's Ricky Collett chasing Bradley Smith further back behind Craig Reed. Then it's O'Rourke, Oliver, Michael Oliver that is, Stephen Powell. They've lapped John Bowler, number 14. Great to have Ricky Collett back. His heavy haulage company handles some of the largest loads transported by truck on Britain's roads. Here's Mark Taylor, past Luke Garrett, and side by side there, almost for second place, John Newell trying to fight back. Jenkins goes through as well, so they got past the back marker. Well, Ryan Smith is now, thanks to them being slightly delayed there, is over 10 seconds up the road now. A couple of laps left to go, I would think. Well, there's Ryan Smith, we haven't forgotten about him. Stunning looking truck, isn't it? With the Bagheera Freightliner body on the, what is effectively a Mercedes chassis, still using the engine he used last season. Michael Oliver all over the back, and nearly right over the back of Tom O'Rourke there. As they came out of Graham Hill Bend. That's the battle for 9th place. Looking back to Division 2, Jock Borthwick is still leading there. A bit of bodywork come off the front of Stephen Powell's truck there as well. Whether that's a legacy of the first lap spin or whether he had some contact through Graham Hill Bend there, I'm not sure. But Michael Oliver up the inside, trying to go through on the 86 of Tom O'Rourke, side by side down towards Paddock Hill Bend, swing to the right, then drop down the roller coaster like drop. It's not until you actually get close to Paddock Hill Bend and maybe walk round the track you realise just how steep the circuit is there. Then up Halewood Rise and into Druids. Just over a minute of this first British Truck Racing Championship event of the season to go. There's the battle for second. Through in the foreground, Stephen Powell into the pits. That's a great shame, his new MAN with some damage. Less than a minute to go now, so Ryan Smith, he may get one more lap out of this. He might have just got to the line in time there in this very continental, almost American style bonneted truck. Similar to the old Sisu that he raced in the early years of his career, if memory serves me correctly. I think it was a Sisu, the Finnish-built truck. And Graham Hill Bend. His rivalry with the likes of David Jenkins and Stuart Oliver has been a feature of this series over the last few years. Adam Bint's back on track, so at least trying to get some points in. He's at least a couple of laps down, though. Yes, about 5 laps down the leader, so I'm not sure if he'll be classified here. 10 seconds on the clock as he comes past the pit lane entrance. Will we get one more lap out of this? We shall see as he crosses the line. Will the checkered flag go out, or is it going to be one more lap? No, looks like we are going to do one more lap. He was just in time over the line there. So it'll be a 16-lap race. Down Paddock Hill Bend he goes once again. Oh, we've got a tangle at Druids. That's the 92 of Faulkner, and that's the Division 2 leader involved. That's Jock Borthwick. He's lost the lead in Division 2. Now, what happened there? We'll have a look at a replay of that. That was Jock Borthwick in the 32. The number 92 of Faulkner up behind him there. There was no contact. Jock Borthwick spun it coming into Druids, and look at John Powell barging his way through on the inside. Very close there. Well stopped, Simon Faulkner. That was very close indeed. We nearly had a head-on collision. So it was a spin for Jock Borthwick. He's now back with Bradley Smith, and that's given John Powell a clear lead in Division 1. But coming up to lap them now is Ryan Smith. He's heading for the checkered flag. It's all happened in this final lap. In traffic there, number 1, Ryan Smith, takes the checkered flag and starts exactly where he left off in 2021 with the opening win of the season in Division 1. Stuart Oliver will come home for second. John Newell is third. Mark Taylor a good fourth. David Jenkins dropping back into 5th place. Craig Reed will complete the top 6 in the Iveco. Then good run by Bradley Smith for 7th ahead of the returning Ricky Collett. Next turn we have Michael Oliver across the line, and Tom O'Rourke rounds out the top 10. As for Division 2, it's going to be a win for John Powell, as we saw him sneak through to take the lead there as Jock Borthwick spun at Druids a couple of laps from home. The finishers come home. There's a doubtlessly rather aggrieved Scotsman in number 32, Jock Borthwick. He's thrown the win away in Division 2 with that spin. Simon Faulkner lucky not to hit him head on. If in his first full season in Division 1 this year, Simon Faulkner, but no problem for the new truck of Ryan Smith. Looks $1 million, doesn't it? Running under the Worldwide Truck Racing banner this year. Provisional results as follows then. Ryan Smith the winner by 9.5 seconds at the flag, was delayed by back markers in the final lap there, dropping him back a little. John Newell taking third in his MAN, and Mark Taylor fourth ahead of David Jenkins after a slight mistake dropped him back down the order a little. Craig Reed sixth in the Iveco, then Bradley Smith, good battle with Ricky Collett, rounding out the top 10 Michael Oliver and Tom O'Rourke. Then we've got the Division 2s, John Powell opening his season with a win over Brad Smith, a 1-2 for the Daffs. Then Jock Borthwick dropping back to third with that spin. Simon Faulkner finishing behind him, the last of the Division 1 runners. Craig Evans rounded out the top 15 a lap down. And then behind them, a quiet return to the series for Luke Garrett in 16th place. John Bowler was 17th, completing the finishers. We lost Stephen Powell into the pits with some front-end damage, and Adam Bint was still running at the end, but I'm not sure if he completed enough laps to be classified. 5 laps down at the checkered flag after making a pit stop. So a win for Flying Ryan. He picks up exactly where he left off in 2021, going for title number 7 in a row this year in this beautiful new bonneted truck. More info available on the team's social media. Look online for Worldwide Truck Racing as they pull up in Parc Ferme down there. I believe Pointy is now down in the Parc Ferme area for the British Truck Racing Championship, and we can go down to him now.
A lot of development to go, but to win the first race takes the pressure off a little bit. To start the second race with the new format, first and foremost, I think everybody in the paddocks upped the game. A lot of spectators here at Brands Hatch today, which is good. The weather's beautiful, so what's not to enjoy, Pointy, really?
Absolutely fantastic. And the truck looked brilliant out there as well. Solid the entire way. A lot of the trucks, you notice, they start to go off a bit near the end of the race. A lot of temperature in the tyres. You seem to have found a knack with that.
I think just when you get a bit of a lead, I've got my guy Arnie on the radio telling me the lead, and I think it becomes save the truck, save the tyre, save the engine, save it all. We ain't got a big budget, so we try and keep everything as good as we can. So yeah, but fair play to the competitors. I think they put a display on behind us. They was having a big fight and it let us get away, but no, delighted to be fair. Watch your reels, by the way.
Oh, I'll be fine. They'll just have to drive around me. Do they know who I am? Well, Ryan, thank you for talking to us. Brilliant start to the season. Good luck for the rest of the weekend.